Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brilliant Vidyarta.
My name is Gina B. Simaiko.
And my name is Josephine Alaw-Alaw.
I'm Angel Rose Orbigoso.
So we're here to tackle about the basic accounting equation. Once again, good afternoon. So the basic accounting equation. Accounting equation. It is a mathematical expression with three variables: assets or resources, liabilities or obligations, and equity or residual interest. So first is the assets equity or assets owners equity. So this one is in case where there are no liabilities. And then the second one is the assets liabilities plus owners equity. So this one is in cases where a portion of the assets are financed by a liabilities. So bali na sila kalahian. Kaya this one man good is no liabilities, while the second one is are financed by the liabilities. And now let's move on to basic accounting equation. So it implies that assets are the economic resources of the business that can claim by the owners and the creditors. So kani siya is bali ga-implies ni siya nga ang assets daw is mga kanang economic resources sa ka business nga pwede nga i-claim sa tag-iya or sa tag-iya or sa mga creditors. So now, let's move on to assets. So the assets represents economic resources owned by the business with expectation of future benefits. These are derived from investments made by the owners, credits granted by the creditors, and income generated from the operations of business. So kani siya is, this one is anything kani ka business or person owns that has value to make money or provide future benefits. So when we say assets, bali imo ni siyang mga pagmamayari. Ikaw may tagiyan sa mga kuan. While on the other hand, liabilities are the obligations or debts of the business owing to creditors. In this case of bankruptcy, the creditors have the first claim over the assets of the business. Once if the creditors have been satisfied, any remainder shall pertain to the owner. So, kanyang liabilities is mga obligations siya ni more imuhang mga utang sa imuhang business. Na imong mga utang dito sa creditors. So, it's them to pay back in the future, like loans or bills. So, it's the opposite of the assets. Kay ang liabilities represents what you owe, while the assets represents what you owe.
I will be discussing about equity and accounting equation. So, equity represents the owner residual interest in business after all liabilities have been subtracted from the asset. Example, to think of this, you have a house worth 10,000 and owe the bank 7,000, and the remaining 3,000 is what you actually owe equity. So the equity is the difference of total asset and total liabilities. And total assets is what the business owns, and the liabilities is what the business owes. So the equity is the residual interest of the owners. So next is accounting equation. So the accounting equation is based on the dual aspect concept. Reflects the balance between the asset of a business and claims on those assets by creditors and owners. So this equation aligns with the statement of financial position, also known as the balance sheet, as it summarized. So the accounting equation is the basic rule of the accounting. It says assets equals liabilities plus equity. It shows that everything the business owns asset it's either owned to others liabilities or belong to the owner equity.
Balance clarification is a method as a part of the moral reasoning
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Gina Bisimaikom, and I tackle about expensive account. Has debit balance and its decrease the owner's equity expenses are cost of goods or services that are used to generate revenues. Expenses are all necessary to carry out activities relevant to the business operation. So, kining business account, muna siya expensive account is a record of companies' daily cost for specific account periods such as a month, quarter, or year. Expensive accounts are the temporary and new ones are created for each new period. Expensive accounts help business track and categorize their expenses. They can be broken down into sub-accounts to help businesses identify which expenses they spend the most on. So, kini din expenses account, mo ni siya ang account sa gasto usa ka record sa adlaw-adlaw nga gasto sa usa ka kumpanya. Mo ni siya ang expensive account nga kanang ga-record ang kumpanya kung usa ang imong inadlaw-adlaw nga gasto. Next is the expanded accounting equations shall appears follow. So this is our example of expensive account: asset liabilities O plus owner's equity plus income expenses. To this proceed to income. The income is added to the owner's equity while the expenses are deducted from it. When the income and expenses are separated, it represents the statement of comprehensive income. The statement presents the summary of all the income and expenses incurred by the company for the current operating period. So, kini namang Income is money or other valuable transfer received over a period of time in exchange for labor, goods, or services. It can also be defined as the difference between what you earn and what you spend. So, income can be classified as a current or non-current depending on whether it's generated in the present or future. So, current income is also known as cash flow. Non-current income may come from assets like investment, property, or goodwill. That definition of income can vary depending on the context, such as a taxation, financial, accounting, or economic analysis. For example, in accounting, income is the excess of revenue over expenses. So, nakasabot naman tawat ang saning income, no? So, for example, kanang nakay negosyo, kinahanglan jud ka may income. That's all. Thank you.
So, my report is all about accounting equation. It's based on the dual aspect concept of accounting. It means that the transaction has two aspects: that left side of the equation, credit, right side of the equation. So, the ingredients of this equation, asset, liabilities, and the owner of equities, are the three major sections of the balance sheet. By using the above equation, the keeper's accountant ensured that the balance always holds both sides for the equation equal. So, dual aspect of concept is the basic concept of accounting, according to which every business transaction has a dual effect. As the name implies, the entry made of each transaction is composed of two parts. One of the debit and the other of for the credit. So, the accounting equation is also a good representation of the statement of financial position because the statement itself shows the summary of all the assets, liabilities, and owner's equity. So next, expanded accounting equation. Look, it shall include the elements of nominal accounts, temporary accounts, income and expense account other than the real accounts. So income account has a normal balance of credit. It's increased the owner equity every time goods are delivered or services are provided. So accounting equation, an expanded accounting equation is financial equation that accounting professional use to calculate what company assets are. So, dire siya makuha nimo ang company o sikwa sa assets sa company. Using this accounting formula can help you to determine a company overall value learn details about stakeholders, equity in it. Dito tanan imo nang mabalaan. So if you are hoping to pursue a career in the accounting or financial field, you're likely to benefit from learning what the what the expanded accounting equation is, when to use it, and how to use it. So diri ni mo mabalaan kung mukaan ka og financial field. So in this article, we define the expanded accounting equation, explain what the formula for this equation is, give a step-by-step guide to how to calculate, and then give you several examples of the calculation for reference. Expanded accounting equation is asset equals liability plus contributed capital plus beginning retained earnings plus revenue, expenses, and dividends. So the expanded equation breaks the shareholder equity into its components, such as revenue, expenses, dividends, and shareholder capital. This allows analysts and accountants to see how this component impact the company. So, muna siya expanded accounting equation. So, kaning income, muna siya income sa usa ka